He is known for being a Russian Orthodox Christian philosopher, religious thinker, and futurologist. He is recognized for starting the movement of Russian Cosmism, which was a precursor of transhumanism. He is Nikolai Fyodorovich Fyodorov. In the vast expanse of Russia, a visionary philosopher emerged during the 19th century. His name was Nikolai Fyodorovich Fyodorov, a man who dared to challenge the boundaries of life and death. Born into a devoutly religious family, Fyodorov's fascination with the mysteries of existence began at an early age. As he delved into the realms of philosophy and theology, Fyodorov's ideas took a radical turn. He envisioned a future where life could be extended indefinitely, where physical immortality was not just a dream but a scientific possibility. Fyodorov's unwavering belief in the power of science to conquer death set him apart from his contemporaries and earned him the title of the Socrates of Moscow. Fyodorov's philosophy, known as Russian Cosmism, laid the foundation for transhumanism, a movement that seeks to enhance human capabilities through scientific advancements. He dreamt of a world where the dead could be resurrected, where the scattered molecules and atoms of departed souls could be gathered and reunited with the living. His bold ideas garnered the admiration of literary giants like Leo Tolstoy and Fyodor Dostoevsky, who recognized the profound implications of Fyodorov's vision. In Fyodorov's worldview, science, art, and religion were not separate entities but interconnected forces working towards a common goal. He believed in the unity of humanity, a vision that encompassed both the living and the dead. Fyodorov's legacy continues to inspire and provoke contemplation, challenging us to ponder the limits of our mortality and the potential of scientific progress. Nikolai Fyodorov, a visionary philosopher of the 19th century, had a profound understanding of humanity's potential and the challenges it faced. He believed that the evolutionary process was not merely a random occurrence, but rather a deliberate path towards increased intelligence and the role of humans in the development of life. According to Fyodorov, humanity is the culmination of evolution, as well as its creator and director. Fyodorov argued that as the pinnacle of evolution, humans have the responsibility to guide its course based on reason and morality. He believed that our intelligence and consciousness should guide the direction of evolution, ensuring that it aligns with our values and aspirations. In his words, humans must therefore direct evolution where their reason and morality dictate. One of Fyodorov's key insights was the recognition of mortality as a fundamental flaw in the human condition. He saw death as the most obvious indicator of our imperfect and contradictory nature, leading to the prevalence of evil and nihilism in society. Fyodorov believed that by overcoming death, we could address the root cause of these problems. He passionately stated, "The struggle against death can become the most natural cause uniting all people of Earth, regardless of their nationality, race, citizenship, or wealth." Fyodorov envisioned a future where death and afterlife would become the subject of comprehensive scientific inquiry. He believed that achieving immortality and revival should be the greatest goal of science. Moreover, he emphasized that this knowledge should not remain confined to laboratories but should be the common property of all. Fyodorov proclaimed, "Everyone must be learning, and everything must be the subject of knowledge and action." Fyodorov's philosophy offers profound insights into human potential and the challenges we face in our daily lives. It encourages us to embrace our role as the creators and directors of our own destiny. By recognizing the flaws in our nature, such as mortality, we can strive to overcome them and unite in our pursuit of a better future. Fyodorov's ideas remind us that knowledge and action should go hand in hand, and that our collective efforts can lead to a more enlightened and fulfilling existence. Nikolai Fyodorovich Fyodorov, a prominent philosopher, was a strong advocate of climate engineering. He praised a Russian military experiment in cloud seeding, which involved using explosives to manipulate the weather. This experiment was conducted in response to the devastating Russian famine of 1891 to 1892. Fyodorov believed that such endeavors could transform humanity, redirecting the efforts of militaries towards a common task rather than violence. He saw cloud seeding as a way to irrigate the sky rivers, an analogy that emphasized the potential benefits of this practice. Moreover, Fyodorov argued that objections based on the belief that it went against the will of God were foolish, asserting that the proper Christian way was to embrace this redirection. In addition to climate engineering, Fyodorov also emphasized the moral obligation to adopt renewable energy sources. He specifically highlighted the exploitative nature of iron and coal mining, advocating for a shift toward solar and wind power. Fyodorov believed that this transition was necessary to prevent the exploitation of workers in the mining industry. He argued that it was our duty as human beings to prioritize renewable energy, thus creating a more just and sustainable future. Furthermore, Fyodorov challenged the prevailing notion that humanity lives in harmony with nature. He viewed this perception as a common urban delusion, resulting from a lack of contact with the natural world. Fyodorov believed that true harmony with nature could only be achieved through a deeper understanding and connection with it. He urged individuals to break free from the confines of urban life and embrace the transformative power of nature. Through his philosophical ideas, Fyodorov encouraged society to consider alternative approaches to global challenges. His advocacy for climate engineering, renewable energy, and a reconnection with nature offers valuable insights for addressing pressing issues in our daily lives. By embracing a common task and redirecting our efforts towards constructive and sustainable solutions, we can work towards a better future for all. Nikolai Fyodorovich Fyodorov, a visionary philosopher, believed that human life faces two inevitable challenges that lead to its demise. The first challenge stems from the internal limitations of our material existence. Our bodies are unable to infinitely renew themselves, resulting in the eventual decay and death of our physical beings. Fyodorov recognized the need for psychophysiological regulation to overcome this barrier and extend human life. However, Fyodorov also acknowledged the destructive nature of the external environment as the second reason for the mortality of human life. The unpredictable forces of nature pose a constant threat to our existence. To combat this, Fyodorov proposed the regulation of nature itself. He envisioned a future where humanity would possess the ability to introduce will and reason into nature, thereby preventing natural disasters, controlling Earth's climate, and fighting against viruses and epidemics. Fyodorov's philosophy of renewable energy and ecological engineering went beyond the mere survival of the human species. He believed that by mastering solar power, exploring space, and engaging in unlimited creative work, humanity could not only overcome the threats to our existence but also thrive in a harmonious relationship with the natural world. His vision holds immense significance for our daily lives. In a world grappling with the consequences of climate change, Fyodorov's call for the regulation of nature becomes ever more relevant. By embracing renewable energy sources and adopting ecological engineering practices, we can actively contribute to the preservation of our planet and mitigate the destructive impact of human activities. Fyodorov's philosophy also emphasizes the importance of taking personal responsibility for our own well-being. By prioritizing psychophysiological regulation, such as maintaining a healthy lifestyle and seeking medical advancements, we can strive to extend our own lives and enhance our overall quality of life. In conclusion, Nikolai Fyodorovich Fyodorov's philosophy of renewable energy in ecological engineering offers valuable insights into how we can address the challenges of mortality and environmental threats. Through the regulation of nature and the pursuit of sustainable practices, we can forge a path towards a more harmonious and resilient future for humanity. Nikolai Fyodorovich Fyodorov, a philosopher of the 19th century, believed in the inseparable goals of achieving immortality and resurrection for all people who have ever lived. He understood that true immortality is impossible, both ethically and physically, without the resurrection of the deceased. For Fyodorov, it was unacceptable to allow our ancestors, who had given us life and culture, to remain buried, or for our loved ones to die. Fyodorov saw achieving immortality for individuals alive today and future generations as only a partial victory over death. It was merely the first stage in the quest for complete victory. He believed that true triumph over death could only be attained when everyone, from the past and present, would be resurrected and transformed to enjoy eternal life. Fyodorov's philosophy offers profound insights into how we can navigate the challenges of mortality in our daily lives. It reminds us of the importance of cherishing our ancestors and honoring their legacy. It encourages us to embrace the belief that death is not the end, but rather a stepping stone towards a future where everyone can experience immortal life. By contemplating Fyodorov's ideas, we are encouraged to value the connections we have with our loved ones and to make the most of the time we have together. It prompts us to reflect on the impact we can have on future generations and the legacy we will leave behind. Fyodorov's philosophy invites us to think beyond our own mortality and consider the collective destiny of humanity. In a world where death is an inevitable part of life, Fyodorov's philosophy offers a glimmer of hope. It challenges us to envision a future where death is not the end, but a transformative process leading to eternal life. Fyodorov's profound belief in the resurrection and immortality of all people serves as a reminder that there is more to life than what we can perceive in the present moment. Nikolai Fyodorovich Fyodorov, a visionary philosopher, believed in the veneration of the dead as the foundation of true religion. He saw a profound connection between honoring our ancestors and our relationship with God, often referring to himself as the God of the Fathers. Fyodorov understood the importance of recognizing our common ancestry and the genealogical ties that bind us together. He believed that this shared heritage provided the foundation for our social participation and cautioned against the dangers of individualism, which he believed made us vulnerable to manipulation by external forces. In his critique of progressivism, Fyodorov saw it as a narcissistic ideology that disregarded the wisdom and contributions of previous generations. He believed that younger generations should respect and learn from their ancestors, rather than dismissing them as outdated or irrelevant. Fyodorov recognized the value of collective human progress, with the goal of transforming all individuals into great men. Fyodorov also criticized socialism for its focus on material benefits and the association of replaceable individuals. He contrasted this with his own philosophy of resurrection, where he believed that all individuals, based on their familial links, were irreplaceable. Fyodorov's vision centered on the idea of immortality and the resurrection of the dead, emphasizing the significance of our ancestral connections and the eternal nature of our existence. Expanding on his focus on ancestors, Fyodorov expressed concern over the decline of graveyards connected to churches in favor of standalone cemeteries. He advocated for the creation of graveyards within universities, seeing it as a way to maintain the connection between the living and the dead. Some commentators have drawn parallels between Fyodorov's ideas and the concept of cryonics, although he predates the movement. Fyodorov's philosophy offers us a profound perspective on how we can navigate daily life. By recognizing and honoring our ancestors, we can gain a deeper understanding of our own identities and the collective wisdom of humanity. Embracing our common heritage allows us to resist the allure of individualism and find strength in our shared humanity. Fyodorov's philosophy invites us to view life not just as an individual journey, but as a collective project that has the potential to transform us all into great beings. Nikolai Fyodorov, a philosopher and visionary, believed in the possibility of restoring life and making it infinite. He saw death as a tragedy that could be overcome through scientific research and the power of human ingenuity. Fyodorov's ideas were ahead of his time and foreshadowed modern advancements in cloning and genetic manipulation. In his quest for immortality, Fyodorov proposed two methods of revival. The first involved collecting and synthesizing the decayed remains of the dead, based on a deep understanding of the building blocks of life, atoms and molecules. This idea resembled the modern practice of cloning, where scientists replicate living organisms from their genetic material. The second method Fyodorov described was genetic hereditary. He believed that the revival of the dead could be achieved by successive restoration in the ancestral line. Sons and daughters would restore their fathers and mothers, who in turn would restore their own parents, creating a chain of revived ancestors. However, Fyodorov acknowledged that this genetic method would only create a genetic twin of the deceased. To truly bring back the person, their old mind and personality would need to be restored as well. Fyodorov speculated about the existence of radial images that could contain the personalities of the deceased and survive after death. He believed that even if a soul was destroyed, humanity would learn to restore it by mastering the forces of decay and fragmentation. Fyodorov's vision encompassed not just the physical revival of the dead, but also the preservation of their unique identities and consciousness. Fyodorov's philosophy of ancestor veneration offers a profound perspective on the meaning of life and death. It challenges us to consider the potential for immortality and the preservation of our loved ones beyond their physical existence. His ideas may seem far-fetched, but they remind us of the limitless possibilities of human innovation and the eternal longing for connection with those who came before us. Nikolai Fyodorovich Fyodorov, a visionary philosopher, believed in a philosophy that went beyond the boundaries of traditional human existence. He recognized that the revival of people who lived in the past should not be a mere recreation of their physical form. Instead, he saw it as an opportunity to transform humanity into self-creating, mind-controlled beings capable of infinite renewal, beings that are immortal. According to Fyodorov, the past physical form of humanity was imperfect, parasitic, and centered on mortal existence. He believed that this form needed to be transcended in order for humans to attain a higher level of existence. His philosophy emphasized the importance of becoming creators and organizers of our own organisms. In other words, we must take control of our own evolution. In the past, the development of civilization had focused on increasing human power through external tools and machines. However, Fyodorov argued that the human body itself remained imperfect. He believed that true progress could only be achieved by transforming ourselves from within. This transformation would not only enable us to overcome mortality but also empower us to shape our own destiny. Fyodorov's philosophy carries profound implications for our daily lives. It challenges us to recognize our potential as creators and organizers of our own existence. It calls us to take responsibility for our own evolution and to strive for immortality through self-improvement. By embracing this philosophy, we can transcend the limitations of our mortal existence and strive for a future where life is restored and made infinite. Nikolai Fyodorov, a visionary philosopher, recognized the stark contrast between the immense power of technology and the frailty of the human physical form. He believed that it was necessary for humanity to bridge this gap and undergo a transformation that would revolutionize our existence. Fyodorov argued that we have been too focused on external advancements, creating a prosthetic civilization, and neglected the organic progress of improving ourselves as organisms. In his philosophy, Fyodorov emphasized the concept of organodevelopment, a process in which humans would enhance and evolve their own bodies, much like nature does. He envisioned a future where individuals could fly, possess heightened senses, explore outer space, and thrive in any environment. By developing our organs, Fyodorov believed that we could tap into the supremacy of the human mind, allowing it to create and expand upon its own capabilities. Fyodorov's ideas foreshadowed Vernadsky's notion of autotrophic humans, beings that could sustain themselves through a new mode of energy exchange with the environment. He argued that we should strive to become self-feeding creatures, acquiring a continuous and boundless source of energy. This transformation would enable us to transcend our current limitations and propel us towards a future of unlimited potential. Central to Fyodorov's philosophy was the pursuit of overcoming death and achieving indefinite healthy lifespans. He firmly believed that only through comprehensive scientific studies on aging, death, and post-mortem research could we discover the means to conquer mortality. Fyodorov's vision encompassed a world where death was no longer the end, but a mere transition into a new phase of existence.
Do you want to explore more philosophers? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.